Thank you, Chairman Bilawal. Thank you, Naji. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dear honorable guests and dignitaries, Assalamu alaikum. I want to thank you for standing in solidarity with the people of Sindh. Since morning, you've heard about the catastrophic floods in Pakistan. I want to bring to your attention the damage this disaster has caused my province of Sindh. Despite this tragedy, we aim at a better future for our people and to rehabilitate the victims in a way which is both resilient and sustainable. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 months after the floods began, we are still providing relief. UNICEF has estimated that nearly 15 million people need emergency food aid in Pakistan. 10 million children need immediate life-saving support. We in Sindh have an evidence-based action plan to get the people of Sindh back on their feet. The problem is great, but our resolve is even greater. It will be my pleasure this afternoon to walk you through this action plan. Let me begin by sharing a video that we have compiled to remind ourselves of the catastrophic events that unfolded in the province of Sindh last summer. If the video can please be played.
A country that boasts 4 seasons and a province that has always longed for rain to keep their fields green, their streams running, and livestock and livelihood flourishing. Who could have imagined that this blessing can turn into a catastrophe for the whole country, and more devastatingly for Sindh? 2022 monsoon has swept away years of progress and washed away crops, livestock, homes, and even the province's infrastructure. But it couldn't take away the resolve of the Sindh government to persist in such moments, evident by our immediate rescue and relief mission during the floods. SPHF is the biggest housing initiative by the government of Sindh, aided by the World Bank to meet the housing requirements of 2 million households in Sindh. The project employs the latest construction technology to build solid foundations and modern homes in place of mud houses and temporary ones that stood here before. These are resilient homes in suitable locations that are equipped with basic services like latrines, water harvesting, and solar panels. This initiative is also providing land ownership to the residents, 80% of whom don't currently own the land they live on. Help us rebuild a more resilient and progressive Sindh for the future.
Ladies and gentlemen, the floods have left behind a lasting impact on Sindh. 70% of the province has been submerged. 2.1 million houses were partially damaged or completely destroyed. Over 20,000 schools were damaged, many of them beyond repair. Nearly 8,500 kilometers of road have become non-motorable. 8.2 million people have been rendered food insecure. Almost 450,000 livestock have perished, and over 1,500 health facilities within the province were damaged. All sectors have suffered from the floods, and the holistic impact went far beyond the wreckage of shelter and housing. This kind of damage and destruction was vast and unprecedented. The total damage in my province is estimated at $9 billion. The damage is in the housing, agriculture, education, health, water and sanitation, and roads sector. Pakistan, despite contributing less than 1% to global greenhouse emission, is one of the 10 most climate-stressed countries. The United Nations Secretary General visited Pakistan in September, recognizing the grave climate injustice that Pakistan had faced. He visited the flood-hit areas of Sindh, the province which bore the brunt of the flood damage. After seeing the tragedy with his own eyes, he stated, and I quote, "While nature has struck back at Sindh, it is not Sindh that has caused the greenhouse gas emissions that have accelerated climate change so dramatically." He added, "It is a very unfair situation relative to the level of destruction." Ms. Angelina Jolie, an ambassador of the UNHCR, also visited Sindh's flood-affected areas. She was of the view, and I quote, "In my life, I've never seen anything like this. Families are sleeping under open skies and have lost everything due to the floods." The most heart-wrenching part of this human tragedy is that the vulnerable population suffers disproportionately. Nobel laureate Ms. Malala Yousafzai visited Sindh and took special note of the impact of floods on education infrastructure of Sindh. In this context, she said, "I hope that international community and country leaders can continue to provide emergency aid and ensure girls can safely return to school soon." Women education has always been on the forefront of education policy in Sindh, and we are adamant to not leave them behind in these trying times. When the floods hit, we managed the initial emergency response from our own resources. We took austerity measures, reduced our non-development expenditure, repurposed existing development projects, and aligned the provincial spending in line with the need of the hour.